Vegeta Densai is the story if Vegeta was sent to Earth instead of Goku. The artist and author is Dragonball Lee, the same artist who did Dragon Ball vs. One Punch Man. We've covered that. This is the story of Earthling Vegeta. If the roles were swapped, instead of Bardock trying to hold off Frieza as he destroyed planet Vegeta, you actually see King Vegeta there trying to stop Frieza. And in a final attempt, he sends Vegeta off to planet Earth to save his life. This story starts out with basically Dragon Ball, but instead of Goku, you have Vegeta going through all of the adventures that Goku did in the original Dragon Ball story. However, Vegeta, since he is the elite, is so insanely powerful that he breezes through the entirety of the story with ease. All of the characters that were difficult for Goku to defeat, for Vegeta, it is nothing, and he makes easy work of every opponent in the original Dragon Ball, including Mercenary Tao, Tien, King Piccolo, and Garlic Jr. He also learns the Kamehameha after just seeing it once, similar to Goku from Master Roshi. And with the Red Ribbon Army, Vegeta simply wipes out the entirety of the Red Ribbon Army like they're nothing. Vegeta goes on all the adventures with Bulma in the original Dragon Ball, and here Vegeta can fly on his own. He doesn't need Nimbus to get around. He is super overpowered. King Piccolo is a literal joke to Vegeta, who makes quick and easy work of him, just completely decimating him in battle. With Mercenary Tao takes Bulma as a hostage and threatens Vegeta. So Vegeta points to Mercenary Tao and literally just blows off his arm. During this Tenkaichi tournament, Vegeta faces off against Piccolo as we know him today, and he's a joke. Vegeta completely mops the floor with Piccolo and has the opportunity to destroy him, but lets him live because Vegeta understands that Piccolo has a lot of room to grow, and he feels like it would be a waste to just destroy an opponent who has the potential to grow in the future and be a solid fighter. There's also this funny little quirk where Vegeta accidentally proposes to Bulma and she accepts almost immediately, and the announcer of the tournament announces that Vegeta has officially proposed to Bulma. So they get married in a similar fashion to the way that Goku married Chi-Chi. So that's basically a quick summary of what happens in Vegeta Densai during the Dragon Ball era, but I know what you guys are most interested in, and that's Vegeta's fight with Nappa and Kakarot. So we just very recently reviewed Dragon Ball After, in which Goku gets hit on the back of the head and he reverts to his evil Saiyan self. This is going to be yet another version of an evil Saiyan Goku. This time he comes to Earth and Vegeta is the Earthling who's here to defend it. So now we start at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z as Raditz comes to Earth. But this time, Vegeta is so powerful that Raditz is a literal joke to him, and Vegeta kills Raditz without even giving it a second thought. However, Raditz's scouter sends the information to Nappa and Kakarot, who will be coming to Earth in search of the Dragon Balls. And they also will be coming, obviously, to fight Vegeta. Now this Goku, this version of Kakarot, is basically one that obviously he is not a Saiyan elite, but as Nappa explains in this story, he has had so many Zenkai boosts from his constant near-death experiences and constant battle that he has pretty much become the most powerful Saiyan right now. He is so unbelievably strong. He's stronger than Nappa. He didn't have all these weaklings to fight on Earth. Instead, he's been having all these crazy battles throughout space like Vegeta had done, and through all of his Zenkai boosts has become the most powerful Saiyan. Now Vegeta, the Earthling, is going to stand up against Nappa and Kakarot. And pretty much we get the same dialogue that we had in Dragon Ball Z, except obviously the roles are swapped. Vegeta even calling himself an Earthling and saying he's going to protect this planet. So Nappa and Vegeta will start off. However, there is no Tien, Piccolo, Krillin, or Gohan or anyone else to go up against Nappa first. So Vegeta will just simply take them on both by himself. As Vegeta powers up, his power level is 13,000. And Nappa knows that there's no way he can defeat Vegeta, so he asks Kakarot, what should I do? And Kakarot says, don't be a wimp, don't be a coward, just fight him anyway. And in doing so, Nappa gets completely and utterly destroyed by Vegeta, getting kicked around, tossed around, knocked into mountains, punched in the gut. Painful attacks from Vegeta as Nappa gets completely and utterly decimated at Vegeta's hands. Now the battle between Vegeta and Kakarot is about to take place, and this is a very, very epic battle. Very dynamic, lots of back and forth, and this Kakarot is merciless and powerful. Bulma's scouter reads that Kakarot's power level is only 5,500, so Vegeta should easily have the upper hand, but as Kakarot powers up, it turns out that he can control his power level, unlike Vegeta was basically able to do on Earth. This Kakarot can, and he is far stronger than Vegeta. Vegeta goes in to attack Kakarot, but Kakarot just dodges everything, starts wailing on Vegeta, who's taking damage and getting knocked all over the place. Vegeta cannot keep up with Kakarot, and he's pulling out everything in his arsenal, all sorts of blasts, trying anything that he can, but he's completely overwhelmed. Now, this is an interesting fight for Vegeta because basically throughout the entirety of this story, every opponent he's ever had has been a complete joke to him. This is the first real opponent he's ever had, but he's also enjoying it. As he wipes the blood from his mouth, he's getting excited. That Saiyan blood within him is boiling, and he uses the Taioken to blind Kakarot, flies toward him with a punch, counter that punch with his eyes closed, remarking that the Taioken attack is interesting and he should add it to his own list of moves. Vegeta uses his technique where he points his finger and destroys someone like he did to Mercenary Tao, but as he does it, Kakarot just literally goes oof, and it does nothing, and Vegeta cannot believe it. The battle continues as Vegeta is getting completely annihilated. He screams and powers up and charges up a full power blast, rocketing at Kakarot, who takes the blast and just punches it away. He says he could feel his bones rattling from that attack, and Vegeta is completely lost. The expression on his face, he knows that if Kakarot can easily deflect his most powerful blast, he really doesn't have a chance. Kakarot calls Vegeta a disappointment, and Vegeta lays there on the ground literally crying, saying this wasn't how it was supposed to go. As Kakarot points his fingers to Vegeta, getting ready to destroy him, someone appears, and it is actually Korin. Now, Korin pleads with Kakarot to hold on a minute, and he's going to do something to Vegeta to make him stronger, to make Vegeta a fun opponent for Kakarot to fight. Now, Kakarot in this story has pretty much taken on the Vegeta personality, and that the idea of fighting a more powerful opponent is interesting, so he's going to allow it. And what Korin does is he gives Vegeta the sacred water. This is what Goku drank in Dragon Ball. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you much stronger. It basically unleashes a lot of your hidden potential. Vegeta survives it, obviously, gets up, and he looks at his hands as he notices that the power is bursting from within him. He also says that he feels surprisingly calm. We have heard that line from Goku before as he gets a massive power up like on Namek, and he's like, for whatever reason, I feel surprisingly calm, even though I feel like I'm bursting with energy. Korin offers a Senzu bean to Vegeta, who turns it down because he wants to fight fairly, and so the battle continues. Now it's a little bit more even as Vegeta is able to land attacks on Kakarot, and you can see Kakarot smiling, enjoying this. The battle is highly intense, and Kakarot laughs and smiles, saying, "This is the fight that I've longed for. My body's trembling with excitement." So we know that Saiyans love battle, and the best battle between Saiyans is when both people are of equal power. That's when their blood can boil, they can go all out, and they're basically having the time of their lives right now. Kakarot somehow can read the power of Vegeta, who is now over 20,000 power, but as Kakarot goes full power as well, it seems like Kakarot is having the upper hand once again, blasting Vegeta, who creates a barrier to deflect the energy, but Kakarot appears behind him, saying that that was a waste of energy, dodging Vegeta's kick and landing some blows. Kami explains that Vegeta is trying to think ahead, meanwhile Kakarot is adapting as the fight progresses, giving him the upper hand. Basically, because of all of Kakarot's battles throughout space, throughout his entire life, he's learned to adapt to new opponents. However, even though Vegeta is taking a lot of damage, he's staying focused and he's not giving up hope yet. They go at it again at equal power, creating explosions of damage as they fist fight into absolute oblivion, shooting blasts, dodging, teleporting around, kicking each other. Vegeta gets the upper hand with a nice little combo here, kicking Kakarot and then firing a Gallic gun, and then he's able to fly in for a devastating punch. I love that art shot there. Vegeta flies in to continue his attack, but Kakarot keeps on his toes. He's loving this fight with Vegeta as they trade blows hand in hand, fist in fist, taking damage. And Kakarot mocks Vegeta, saying his punches still lack power, returning with a very powerful punch and then charging up a massive amount of ki. Now what we're going to get into is the classic beam struggle of Vegeta and Kakarot. But unlike Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta never died and never met King Kai, so he does not have the Kaioken. But he does have the Kamehameha, and he does have his friends in his memories on his side, as Kakarot charges up a blast so powerful that it has the power to destroy Earth. And we get a new technique out of Kakarot here. This is not Kamehameha, it's not Gallic Gun, it's some attack where he puts his fists together. I love that Dragon Garo Lee did this. It's like, what would Kakarot use if he never learned Kamehameha? Well, it's this technique. Vegeta fires back with a full power Kamehameha and their energies clash. Kakarot can't believe that Vegeta has a move so powerful. However, his new move, whatever it's called, has a second stage to it, and he twists his arms, doubling, I guess, the power of his blast. As Vegeta starts getting pushed back, Korin says Vegeta has not used his full power yet, and Vegeta searches deep within him, just drawing out an unbelievable amount of power, overwhelming Kakarot, sending him up into the sky as the blast explodes. Vegeta lands on his back laughing, saying, "I won." He defeated Kakarot. He can't even believe it. I think that was a little bit of an ass pull, as Vegeta just literally just doubled the power of his blast out of nowhere. There's no Kaioken or anything like that. But Korin gives him a Senzu. I'm not sure if he eats it. It looks like he does. Kakarot lands. He's still alive, very similar to Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z. And this is a very pissed off Kakarot who starts swinging and pummeling Vegeta, who's taking a lot of damage. He doesn't understand where Kakarot is getting this energy from, but it seems like his punches have slowed down. They continue to trade massive blows on each other, and they don't understand how the other one is still standing at this point. Vegeta comes up with a plan, and that's to change his stance in order to throw off the guard of Kakarot, because he thinks a blast is coming, but it's not, and Vegeta fakes him out, dashing towards Kakarot, landing tons and tons of hits, Kakarot throwing up blood there. How epic is this battle between these two? Kakarot punches Vegeta right in the ribs, and it looks like it breaks his ribs. Vegeta tries to kick, but Kakarot is dodging everything and lands a devastating punch right in Vegeta's face, sending him to the ground. Although Vegeta put up a tremendous fight, Vegeta has lost this battle. Even in Vegeta Densai, in this fan story, Vegeta still can't catch a break and still loses to Goku or Kakarot. Kakarot is the victor, and he gets ready to destroy Vegeta, who accepts his fate, but then Kakarot starts laughing, and as Vegeta questions, "Why didn't you kill me?" Kakarot reveals that he's the first person to actually make him feel alive. It pushed him beyond his limits, and it would be a waste to kill Vegeta. So Kakarot actually has plans for Vegeta. Now that Nappa is dead, Vegeta could join him as a partner, and their new plan, what Kakarot wants to do, is to take on Frieza. And so Vegeta agrees to join Kakarot, leave the planet, and basically head towards Frieza. The rest of Vegeta Densai is basically Kakarot and Vegeta flying throughout space, fighting Frieza's army, and basically going from there. But I don't think that this story was ever finished. I don't think that they ever actually got to the point where they fought Frieza himself. I think that the author, Dragon Garo Lee, moved on to bigger and better things. But this was such a fantastic story. I absolutely loved how Dragon Garo Lee really went into depth and detail from the beginning of Dragon Ball all throughout the Saiyan saga, swapping the roles of Vegeta and Goku. We got to see an Earthling Vegeta, how his life would have turned out, how his adventures in Dragon Ball would have turned out, and a Goku who was born a Saiyan and stayed a Saiyan, one that never came to Earth, a battle-born warrior, basically with the personality of Vegeta, slightly different, but similar. This was such an awesome story. Thank you guys for stopping by. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon for the next video.